Good morning, happy Monday. So last week we finished up our unit on addition and subtraction, and we've done place value and rounding and comparing numbers, so we are ready to start our new unit. We are going to be working on multiplication. So I know in third grade you guys practice your multiplication facts a lot, but this year we're going to really get into some harder multiplication, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So today we're starting with this new TEK. So it is 4.4b. It says determine products of a number and 10 or 100 using properties and place value understandings. So let's take a look at this TEK. So it says determine products. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So we're going to be solving multiplication problems. So the products of a number, so it could be any number and 10 or any number and 100. So it could be like blank times 10 equals, we'll find the product. Or we'll be solving like blank any number times 100, and then we'll be finding the product. And we're going to do that using properties of multiplication and our understanding of place value. So we're going to start here with our understanding of place value. So I've made here our place value chart. Here in fourth grade we go from the ones place all the way to the billions, and even later this year we're going to learn some decimal place value position, but right now we're focusing just on our whole numbers. So we have our ones, then we have our tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion. We covered that 2 weeks ago. Now remember, if I'm talking place value, like I could have a 1 in the ones place, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? But what happens when I get 10 ones, right? I can't have 10 ones. If I have 10, it moves over to a 10, right? So 1, 10, 0 ones. Same thing here. Here are the tens. I could have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I could have 9 tens, but what happens when I get to 10 tens, right? 10 tens is the same as 100. So I would have the 1 here and the 0. So it's the same thing as they go up the place value chart. Every place value position to the left is 10 times larger, right? So the tens place is 10 times the ones place. The hundreds place is 10 times, the tens place. So it's getting 10 times larger as it goes up. So let's take a look. Let's say I have 9 ones here. All right. Well, 9 ones. What happens if I want to do, okay, what's 9 times? We're multiplying just by either 10 or 100. 9 times 10, you should know that from third grade multiplication, just your multiplication facts. What's 9 times 10? 90. So look, 9 times 10, I'm going to put it right under here, is 90. Look at this pattern here. It just moved one place value over, moved the 9 over. What if I did, okay, well, what's 90 times 10? Well, guess what? It's just going to move one place value over. So 90 times 10 is 900. So it just moves over a place value at a time. The same thing for any number. So say I have the number 87. I want to do 87 times 10. Well, I'm going to plug 87 into my chart here. Okay, 87. Now if I'm doing times 10, the whole thing is just going to shift one place value over once. So if I'm going to move it over, it's just going to become 870. Even if I had, let's say, 530. Okay, I'm going to plug that in. Here's 530. And I want to do 530 times 10. I'm going to move my whole number to the left just once, because it's just times 10. 530, move it over all once. The answer is then 5,300. Now let's talk about times 100. So if it was multiplying the number times 10, it moves over just one place value. Now if we're multiplying times 100, it's going to move over two place values. So let's say I have, I don't know, 35 times 100. I'm going to plug 35 in. And if I'm times 100, it's not going to move over one place value, but two. So the 35 will move from here, move it over once, move it over twice. So it'll go right here. So 35, I've moved it over two, plug it in. So the answer is 3,500. Or let's try some more. How about 3,897. We're going to times that by 100. Well, I first just plug it in. 3,897. And I'm going to move that entire number over two spots. So 3,897. I should have two zeros now at the end. So the answer was 389,700. Look what you'll notice in these equations over here. So I do 9 times 10. Look, it's really 9 times 1 plus a 0. So 9 times 1 is 9. 1 0, 1 0. I have a 0 here. Look at this 90 times 10. 9 times 1 is 9, and now I have 1 0, 2 zeros. 2 zeros is in my answer. 87 times 10. 1 0, 1 0. 530 times 10. Look, 2 zeros, 2 zeros. 35 times 100. 2 zeros, 2 zeros in my answer. 3,897 times 100. Look, 2 zeros, 2 zeros are in my answer. I'm moving over place values. So let's try one more. I'm just making these numbers up. So 87,364, let's say just times 10. Well, I'm just going to shift everything over one place value because it's just times 10. So I just need to add one extra 0 at the end. So I know it's going to be 87364 and add my 0 in at the end. Or you can use the place value chart to help. So I had 87,364. Since it's just times 10, I'm going to shift everything over just one. 87364, and I add the 0 in there at the end. Look at some of these word problems to practice. So it says, look at the table below. So we have a number, right? Our TEK is a number times 10 or 100. So we have a number times 10. So look at this first one. 4,560 times 10, 45,600. Look, all they have done, you see, 4560 times 10, all they did is move it to the left once, so you just add a 0. It's just shifted to the left, so you add one extra 0. Look at this one, 5,603. It's the same thing, 5603 times 10, it just needs an extra 0 on the end. So we will fill in the blank here. 12,200. I need to times it by 10, which means I'm going to shift it to the left once. Or look, just add a 0 on the end. So which one is 1, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0? Look, should be this one, D. I've shifted everything to the left. I've just added 1 0 on the end there. Let's look at number 2. A light fixture costs $100. If Miss Delgado buys 45 light fixtures for her restaurant, how much will she pay? Okay, so it's 45 times 100, which means I just need to take 45 and shift it to the left twice. Or 45, and I know I need to add 2 zeros because I'm shifting it to the left twice. So I would be filling those in with zeros. So 4,500 F. Number 4. So 3 years ago, Benton rode his bicycle a total of 105 miles each year. Now he rides his bicycles 10 times that distance. How many miles does he ride his bicycle each year now? So 105 times 10, I'm just going to shift 105 to the left once. So it's 105 plus 1 extra 0 because I only moved it 1 spot over. So H. Let's look at one more. Number 1 says Sebastian's class is collecting aluminum cans to recycle. So far, the class has collected 9,500 cans. Their goal is to collect 100 times that amount by the end of the year. If the class reaches the goal, how many cans will they have collected? So it's 9,500 times 100. So I'm going to shift it to the left twice, which means I just need to add 2 zeros at the end of that number. So here's the 9,500, add 2 zeros. So it should be B here. You look for patterns as you shift the numbers over and adding the zeros. So you guys are going to practice some of these on the next page.